Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the One Drop Shower Ministry of Preparedness. Yes, this is in black and white because it is so plain to see what's going on here that we all need to become better troublemakers, that people are not standing up like the prophet Elijah did. Elijah was quite a troublemaker in his time, but ended up being one of the greatest um, witnesses and saver of souls because of his being spoken out against those that were being tyrants, those that were suppressing and oppressing people, against kings. So we are living in a society today of kings that aren't kings. They believe they are, they believe in their own best interest above, like what most kings do. They believe it's in the best interest of the people because it's in their best interest. They're blinded. They really are blinded. So I want you to see this in black and white because of that, knowing that this is the world we live in now. It's no longer colorful. It's no longer full of vibrance and choices by the masses that have an influence. Um, I don't believe elections take place anymore. I think they're selected. I don't think they're elected. Maybe on the smaller levels, but I think when it comes to Congress, presidents, um, kings, queens, I think that they're not inherited by family like a kingdom. That they are selected. Um, just this whole process it's Christ has got to be coming soon. That's all I got to say. It is really, really a mess on this planet. Um, and I've come into this epiphany because of the um, crazy, crazy chemtrails I saw being sprayed today, all concentrating. I mean, it was overcast, but that way. We started about 3 in the morning, and I could tell this because I live on the Atlantic Ocean here, and I could see out, into over where the ocean is. I know there's no more land there, and there's still, before the sun even comes up, there's massive clouds, chemtrail clouds, that have spread out already just in that sunrise area from my point of view. But that point of view has got to be, along the whole east coast here of the United States, starting from New York. I know people in Boston get it. I'm getting people reporting from Norway, same thing. They're getting sprayed out there like cockroaches. They're crop spraying people. This is a genocide. But today it was so bad, I literally could taste it in my mouth. 8 o'clock in the morning, when I was getting in my car, my tongue started to get numb, and it was like this metallic taste in my mouth. This is what the world has come to? We're being sprayed like cockroaches? Pray for this to stop, folks. Pray for it to, the hearts to be softened of those that are giving the orders to do this and those doing the spraying, because they can, like soldiers, stand down and say, no, this is wrong, I'm not doing this. What's in this? Why are you killing people? Because of A, B, C, and D? Whatever those reasons are. I don't care if you're trying to save the planet from an ice age or or overheating or whatever. Whatever you're trying to do, or military, it's not good enough. Let nature take its course, defend us another way, whatever the excuse is, because it's been disclosed already that Evergreen Air is the one doing the spraying. You go to their website, evergreenair.com. Tell them to stop doing the spraying. Stop spraying us. Why are you spraying us? Watch, you'll get no answer. Contact your legislators. Ask them. You got to go to your town hall meetings. You got to go to your local meetings, because they then step up to the other higher echelons in the chain of command, whatever that is, until it gets to the state level and federal level, and they get into Washington and they start talking about it. And of course, it's probably going to get shut down. But if there's enough people, and there are tens of millions of people waking up to this, who would have known that YouTube and Facebook would be a platform and Twitter be a platform for this? But it is, and a ton of other things. Perhaps a petition to the whitehouse.gov. You start a petition, 100,000 more signatures, the president, it gets on his desk, he takes a look at it. Rich from Boston did a video a while back, I think in 2014, about it, that there was rumors going around that Trump signed an executive order for it to stop. Obviously, it didn't stop or have any effect, but I know there are 13 security clearances above Trump that he doesn't even have, that any presidents don't have. So what those clearances are, what they involve, I don't know. But Elijah in the Bible was quite a troublemaker. He stood out against kings. He stood out against the norm of what was not scripture and not biblical. And he told God's word. He told the truth. He shone the light into darkness. And I'm calling you guys, if you're watching this video, to do the same thing. You have to start stirring the pot. I don't care if it's with your own family, your work. You know, I see people with signs on the side of their van. Great, that's awesome. I just saw a billboard recently too, actually, about chemtrail spray, and it was like a couple dozen people out in front of it celebrating. I guess that chipped in for it, and they put together a big billboard. Stop the chemtrail spray, and you're killing us. And then a website to go to. There's a couple of good groups in Canada. One of them, their website is byebyebluesky.com. I'm scratching my eyes because I think that was just outside. It's horrible. Byebyebluesky, might be .org. BYE, bluesky.com or .org. They're in Canada, but they're getting a lot of power, they're getting a lot of momentum, they're getting a lot of attention. But it's almost like talking to a wall. It's almost like, beating your head against a cement brick, because they're going to keep doing it regardless, no matter how many people wake up, until there's a total outright revolution about it, which there should be at this point as far as I'm concerned. These planes should be tracked back down with hundreds of thousands of people surrounding these airports that they're launching from, loading from. The chemical plants that are being made by these factories should be having tens of thousands of people surrounding them. Stop supporting this. It's a chain of, if you know what vertical integration is, it's where one company needs nothing. They get their raw material from Earth and they make their product that way. So I doubt these airlines are manufacturing the chemicals as well, and the barrels that go in them, I don't think they own a chemical and a plastic factory and a metal factory too as well to make the plane. So there are I guess an assembly of participants that are doing this, allowing it. They do have what's called decompartmentalization, which the military uses a lot too, so nobody knows the whole picture of what they're trying to do, or be able to figure it out, because this screw goes over to this company, this element goes over to that company, and it all goes to a warehouse, and that warehouse, nobody knows nothing. It's not labeled correctly. Even sometimes they mislabel things. I'm not going to put on the outside of the box, like this here. It says Vizio. It's a TV. You know what it is. So I'm asking you to stand out against these chemtrails like Elijah did in the Bible. Go to Kings, 1 Kings 17, and that's one example of, it even goes into 18 as well, of him standing up against these tyrants. We have to stand up against them. There's no other choice. I just walked outside at 4:30 p.m. here on Eastern Time here in New York, and the same exact pattern in the same exact position in the sky as it was at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I could tell that because of it was between two trees, it was at a certain, height above a house, and there was that star configuration pattern of where all the chemtrails met. And they all met at this one point here, where my two middle fingers are coming together. It was coming from all sides. There must have been at least a dozen planes going into this one trajectory point. And I've lived on Long Island for 40-something years. I know what's over above that area where they're spraying is Manhattan. 100% guaranteed, I know it. Now I hear theories of it's blocking the GPS satellites that are needed for a missile lock position for a missile to hit its target. Line of sight, if there's no line of sight, from the cameras on the GPS, they cannot lock the missile on. That's why it's from the sun angle point of view. Possible, but I got to be honest with you. I'd rather be hit. I'd rather the world be hit, the country be hit, and die a quick death than the slow, painful death that people are dying from because of this. Alzheimer's, emphysema, leukemia, asthma. There's a list I keep. It's on the link that I have to my other video there. Go look up my other video. It says emergency alert, stay indoors, level 10. There's a list of 41 or 40 something different ingredients that are in these cocktails of chemtrails. And I also added as much as it would let me, I think up to 19 or so, that cut me off for the description. He said, your description's too long, make it shorter. The side effects of these. And they're not pretty, folks. They're everything from what I just mentioned to long term is the problem here. I can't point to you and say, this person has this because of that, but they can do that in areas where they are at higher elevations. They do have this. So there's a video out there in Arizona. You type in Arizona chemtrail Kelly Ward. They had I don't know if she was a senator or a legislator. They had an auditorium filled with about 100 people, and peoples from the area all complaining about these lab reports they've gotten back from samples they've taken at higher elevations are higher parts per million of these chemicals once they started spraying the chemtrails back there in Arizona there. And that's just one example of people coming forward to it, and I don't believe there was ever a follow-up from her as well, because she's probably getting stonewalled or being told to shut up, don't investigate it, or we're gonna put you in the ground. I'm sure that was the answer she got, if she even did investigate it at all. But those people there also in that same time period of 10 years or so, 15 years it's when it started, have increased at those levels of higher elevation, higher diseases. So if you're at a 500-foot elevation above sea level, you got 32 diseases per year of these ratio of compounds and elements found. You go 1,000 feet above sea level, there's 50 diseases and this much higher parts per million of compounds and elements, and so on. 2,000 feet above sea level, because of the fallout of the chemtrails is landing on higher elevations first, more concentrated as compared to falling down or getting blown around more. It gets the first fallouts, the denser chemicals. So at 2,000 feet, those people living in those areas have a higher ratio population to diseases at a greater level. Proven. Fact. Everyone in the audience was saying this. I also heard it's a Agenda 21 or 2030 depopulation. Well, that's definitely going to happen because we are being slowly exterminated through this process of these diseases, problems. It's causing our bodies to shut down. Agriculture is being proven to be killing our agriculture as well too. It's definitely killing the oxygen in our oceans from the plankton. It's definitely killing that. You can't mix and spray, all this in front of living organisms, man-made stuff. It's not going to work. What else have I heard? Climate control. I think that's the big one. That somehow we're blocking. You can't block radiation unless you got a 2-foot sheet of lead above you. You're not blocking radiation, or blocks of cement, or you're down in the earth, in the ground. You're not blocking radiation with chemicals in a cloud form. Not happening. And all that's doing really is trapping, I would say, radiation then from escaping back. You might be reflecting some light, but you're not reflecting radiation. It's going to go right through. They don't have enough planes or chemicals to spray to put a damper of radiation from the sun onto this planet. So that's bogus and blown out of the water. But again, regardless of the intent, the consequences are negative now, and in the future, 50 years from now, it's definitely causing a depopulation and pain and suffering. So I implore you, I'm pleading to you, start taking action, more action, like Elijah in the Bible. And who knows, nothing might happen. More people might rise up. Um, if you're not doing it, do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for the future of mankind, because we are in dark days when this is happening. Kings and queens and Romans and religions have killed hundreds of millions, if not billions over time, spread out throughout the history of man. But this is being done concentratedly, worldwide, everywhere on the planet. We're being sprayed. So we're all being affected rapidly. Fill in the blanks. I personally believe it's toward depopulation, through sterilization, and through weakening our immune systems. Now, what can you do personally about your own health? Well, they're doing it so heavily. I'll tell you a few things to do, but if it's going to help you, if they're going to keep spraying heavier and heavier like they did today, there's not enough of these procedures you can do without hurting yourself, because you'll be stripping out the good things in your body to get rid of the environmental toxicity. If you want to look that up. The heavy metals, most people know what those are, which is a lot of what the compounds are in the chemicals. And arsenic poisoning is another term you can look up for what we're being exposed to. Um, you might as well spray, weed killer from Monsanto in your mouth every morning, and take a big inhale. Um, so you can do what's called chelation therapy. Look that up. There's a lot of different methods and techniques for that, or a couple of different specific. I would stay away from pharmaceutical anything with what I'm telling you. Um, Disclaimer: I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to prevent or cure any disease, and what I'm telling you is for educational purposes only. I personally, um, like, if this was in color, you would see this as yellow. It's from Lugo's 7% iodine. I put it's a tincture, a liquid. I put like a tincture full in a half a gallon or so. Try to drink as much as I can. Some people say it's bad for you. I'm my own person. I'm going to experiment and be my own guinea pig, and see how I personally feel towards these, substances that I use in my own body. And it's a lot healthier than doing nothing, folks. You have to do something to rid to rid this out of your body. It's getting dry in here. Um, Teas, green tea, good. Decaf, regular, as long as it's green tea. Um, there are liquid tinctures of green tea you can get. Some of them are decaf, and there's this one vitamin company that makes it that's caffeine-free and kosher tincture concentrated green tea. That company is called invitehealth.com. Invitehealth.com. Garlic. Don't worry about stinking. They do have the type that doesn't give you a smell. I think aged garlic. I think it's called. Um, and yeah, it's in a pill too. Turmeric, a lot of turmeric in this. I'm going to start upping my dosages of turmeric. I keep hearing great things about it. Um, activated charcoal, bentonite clay, silica. These are all binding agents that will lock onto or attract out of your system to follow it into your um, digestive ways, um, liver. Um, I did once a couple of years ago, and I think I did it twice in my life so far. Probably 15 years ago, it's going back actually, and then like 10 years ago too as well, a hydrotherapy colon cleansing. Um, takes about a half hour. You lean on your side, and they, flush water in and out of your rectal about a half hour. That's warm for a lot of time, and each time they go more and more and deeper into your, because in your intestines, especially if you meat eaters, um, in your intestines you have the cilia, I think it's called, all facing one way. It's hard to do this on the camera. So if your digestion tracts are going this way from your mouth down, um, over the years, you get tiny little particles that get trapped in between the cilia that are facing downwards. But there's nothing pushing upwards like they would in the hydrotherapy colon cleansing to flush out in between these cilias, whatever they're called, um, that line the intestines. And that stays trapped there and ferments and rots and gets cancerous, gets diseases, bacteria, maybe worms, parasites that are in there that aren't going anywhere, and they fester off of yeasts, it's like breads, alcohol, meat especially. So what I'm trying to get you to do is to build up your immune system to not only detox your body, but as strong as possible. If you can afford it, to have the best foods, fruits and vegetables, organic, great, but don't even trust those to not have nanoparticles on their outer layers. Get through them. If you're going to have an apple or a banana, I'd get a quarter inch off of that to get down to it, to get all those particles off that, because unless you're in a filtered greenhouse for BNC, biological nuclear chemical filters in a greenhouse that filter out all that air, and you're using water that is, I guess, distilled and or reverse osmosis, and the soil as well too, before you even started growing, is somehow, detoxed as well, it's going to get in your body. It's almost impossible not to get this into your body. Now, this isn't the first time the government's done stuff to the public that they've gotten caught at. And they're so emboldened right now, and they're able to hide behind so many lies and media that's controlled and brainwashed. I'm positive people are brainwashed right now because of this. Somehow they have, I think, a part of this aluminum that some people are more susceptible to these programming frequencies. We're basically transmitters and receivers as well. That somehow you can't even talk to certain people, even if you're pointing up to the sky and saying, look at that chemtrail, they argue with you and say, oh, that's a contrail. And you tell them on a clear blue sky, where's the contrails? They were there yesterday. Did the plane stop flying? They don't have an answer for you. Or you explain to them on a cold winter day and you see your breath, it goes away. That's called condensation, contrail. But do you look behind you on that cold winter day and see your breath 2 blocks behind you still following you in a trail? They don't get it. It's almost as if they're being programmed, which I believe is happening through radio waves, internet perhaps. There's different levels. There's sub-levels of frequencies within frequencies they have. Study the frequency spectrum charts that are out there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And they all could be layered on top of one another through radio, TV, cable, who knows how else, now directly through the airwaves as well. So this might be a multi-level tiered experiment the government's doing on us, or control type of mechanism. Regardless, it's killing us with these chemicals. I forget the point I was making now. I think that was it, possibly. Loss of memory, that's another one. Let's see, yeah, Canadian, you got that one company in Canada, Bye Bye Blue Sky, they're great. There's another fellow up there in Canada that helps to detox with certain things that he makes. He makes this one, he takes a 5-gallon bucket and he fills it with water, distilled water. And he adds to it, what does he add to that? I think Epsom salt, maybe apple cider vinegar. And he puts a coil, like a copper coil, around the entire 5-gallon bucket, top to bottom. So it's all like a Tesla coil, looks like. And then he's got the 2 wires sticking out, and he puts those onto the stripped out wires you have from a laptop power cord that plugs in. Puts his feet in there, and he shows the camera before and after on the water, close up. Same lighting, same water, same camera, everything, angle. And then afterwards, and then you could see, after sitting in this, putting his feet in there for, I don't know, 20 minutes or half hour, and I'll try to get you the link right now. He is able to, you're able to see, actually, these shimmering reflections in the water from all the heavy metals being pulled out from his body. And he's taking it even now under a microscope, samples, highlighting it, clean water versus this water afterwards, and you could see the strands of all these different chemicals that are being pulled out of the body. It's disgusting, let me tell you. Let's see if I can find this, and I'm going to close my rant off here with this, because I got a headache coming on, I feel, from this stuff. Let me find this. How am I going to look for that? Let's see. Got some good messages here today from the videos I did this morning. Oh, what is his name? I probably have to go into my history. I don't think it's too far back. I know that maybe it's something to do with 50. Let's see if I can type that in here. 50. No. Look at my history come up, I think, right? Yes, no. Is that it? Let me look on my cell phone quick, too. No. Give me an address. Alright, this might take a minute here. I'm going to do a lot of research on this garbage. He was speaking at a meeting recently. What else do I have it saved? I think I have it saved under, be a big search, detox. Speaking of somebody's small meeting they're having. Well, the Bundys are released, for those of you that have been following what's going on in Oregon there. Except Cliven Bundy. Cliven refuses to accept the release until everybody's freed. Man, what a patriot. Praise God for that. If you don't know what that is, it's from the Uranium One deal, with the BLM stealing land, starting in Oregon with the Hammonds. It's starting to sound familiar. And then Hillary Clinton was involved with that for the Russian uranium deal, for Harry Reid's son as well, to steal land to them for Harry Reid's son, to get the land for Chinese companies to put solar panels up. This far back. There he is. Okay. Tony. Make sure my speakers are muted, not getting feedback. Okay. This is Tony, I didn't know his whole name. Okay, now that we got his name, what was that? The map up. You guys seeing this? Oh, that's in color. Why is that in color? Well, let's do a search of that. Paste, I guess let's put chemtrails with that. Spelled it wrong, I know, okay. There he is, there. Well, here's Bye Bye Blue Sky. So he's definitely got to be, they got to have a link to his YouTube on there, his channel. It's a weird channel name, that's why I don't remember it. When you see it. Oh, come on, same one? At least give me some information here for a link. A link to him? Nothing? Seriously? Make me look bad now, come on. Maybe it's at the end of this video, which I don't think so. I think I watched the whole thing. But you can see the link here, Bye Bye Blue Sky. Let me put in herbs up there. He's good with the herbs. Let's see at the end here. I give him a plug. No, no plug. That's terrible. Alright, so let's try this. Put in herbs. Herbs, oils. There it is. Herbs plus beads work. That's it. Herbs plus beads work. Okay. Make this bigger as we're getting somewhere. That noise. Sounds like a hammer. Someone hammering on their roof or a gunshot. Alright, so about herbs plus beads work. There's the YouTube channel. Okay, so that's not herbs plus beads work. Herbs plus beads, B-A-D-S, works. I'm looking for his website where all this, where he has his video, but his videos, yeah, YouTube. Okay, there we go. YouTube's even better because he uploaded on YouTube. Okay, so there we go. Go to his YouTube channel, and he's got 65,000 or 64,000 subscribers. And he's been at this for years. I would suggest downloading these, the ones that interest you, all of them, because they're going to take this off sooner or later. He does, I got to give you a heads up, as a Christian, he does have a foul mouth. The man cannot control his, and perverted too as well. He's perverted and foul mouthed. One of them is removing nano. Colloidal silver, that's another one. But you could also make colloidal copper and colloidal gold as well. So look that up on how to do that. Anti-nano device, this might be it. And of course his advertisers, which Pathetically annoying. Yeah, so there's the 5-pound bucket. I mean, the 5-gallon bucket. So he's got the wire wrapped around it, but he's duct taping it now too. At first, you think he reverse duct tape it with the duct tape on the outside, so you could add a second layer of wiring to it as well. Gotta watch his. I mean, this is what you want, folks. You want common, educated people like this that aren't hiding behind their PhDs, indoctrinated by an ideology of universities that are part of the system. This guy breaks the system like I do, like people we need more doing, disclosing these types of things that they find out on their own. Look at him. He's in his basement. He's got this foils up around him blocking radio waves. People are always having him on as guests. And it's just about taking your time and doing some of these things, getting some of these oils, these herbs. I am subscribed, right? Yeah, I'm subscribed. What else? He does have a website too. Where's his website? Not sure if he sells stuff. Oh, look, here's information on setting up the pail. More information. So independence.wix.anti-nano setup pail. Gotta download this stuff. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. 720. Let's do it. Fireworks. I think I hear fireworks. It's gotta be fireworks. Yeah, that was some crazy rapid gun firing. Probably a festival or fair or something. I did click on that. It's not downloading, or is it? I think I see something downloading. Okay, good. Start to download. Slow. 9 minutes left. Wow. Oh, it's this long. It's 400. It's an hour and a half long. All right, so let's see this website. This other site he's got up, but he does have another website. 50 something. Let me open up a new tab. No, I already got two, but two of it is going. If this, I wouldn't be taking the time if this wasn't important. Ah, beautiful. Look at this. Nice. This is what you want. He leaves the two wires at the end. They're split. There's your laptop cable. Very simple instructions, folks. With the alligator clips. Looks like he's adding something else here. Maybe you could do a train transformer. Okay, power supply. That's another way of doing it. Oh, here's what he mixed in here. 3 gallons of vinegar. Okay, with vinegar, not Epsom salt. And add 1/8 to 1/4 cup of salt. And none of this is distilled water. None of this is exactly to the science of exact precise measurements. DMSO. Okay. Citric acid, salt, mix, connect the power, sit with either one leg or both pair, your feet in 20 to 30 minutes. Take 1/8 spoon of salt, 1/8 cup of citric acid, 1/8 cup of distilled water, 3 to 3.5 gallons, 12 liters for metrically oriented mix, and set the bucket up. Place foot and feet in the bucket, coils. Oh, so right here it says 3 ways to do this. Okay, so that was one way. This is another way. Formula 3. Okay, here's Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. Now, where is your website? Save that. Gotta add a word to that. Detox chemtrail. Can I just go back? 50, had the word 50 and the number 50 in it. No, let me go back. Yes, there we go. 50. Let's see, there's another radio show that had him on, One Radio Network. Let's see if he gave me a plug there. Yeah, let's see if, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about him either. Besides that he swears and is perverted. Let's see. That's him. Oh, that's his email. I'll visit the website. There we go. Is that it? That's it. Wait till you see the name of this thing. Oh, boy. Definitely want that email. So, the name of his website. So let me make sure I save this. Box, paste. Here's his website. augmentinforce.50webs.com. I don't know. No idea what that means. Augment. AUGMENTIN force. Augmentinforce.50webs.com. A lot of good information on here. It's all over the place, but he's been at this for years. Archives, things you could listen to, radio. I don't even know if he sells anything. I think he sells some herbs. I don't know how he makes money. Don't care. He is being a troublemaker is what he's doing, and he's good at it. Look at all this great information. Iodine. Let's click on iodine. There you go. Bang. Information. His information. Studies he's done. Research. All these different subjects. Let's see if we can find chemtrails. It's in alphabetical order. Let's do a search by keyword. Keyword chemtrails. There we go. Chemtrails, madness. Let's see what else. Radio interview. Remove nanoparticles, which is we just saw. Site for uniformed and advanced. Bye blue sky, right? There we go. Sign up with them. Data source information on things going on in the sky and how it can impact your health. Arizona. I wonder if this was the one that I told you about, that meeting that they had. Can remove barium oxide systems as well as ammonia. Dark lines, right. Shadows. That's the one guy in Norway was just telling me about something about he saw black chemtrails. I don't think it's black. I think it's a shadow, dark line on each side, which is another phenomenon of two suns, maybe. Can remove. Okay, so he's saying to help to remove this stuff too is vitamin C combined with NaC. Sodium alginate, serapeptase. Oh, I started taking that for scar tissue. Seaweed, iodine, bee pollen, any plant that will cause more of a mucilage component so that you can cough this stuff out of the lungs, such as comfrey root, slippery elm, and marshmallow. Alpha-lipoic acid, vitamin E, use olive oil or wheat germs oils. Most commercial E's are soy derivative and will be toxic. Interesting. If you want to buy vitamin E, then there's a rice bran oil or olive oil or wheat derived source. Make teas A lot of information. I'm not going to go through it all. Garlic oil, grapefruit, ginger. All this stuff I do naturally, normally. But look at all these other people that have these great websites too as well. So definitely put a chemtrails, Tony. Click on one of these. No, I didn't want to click on that one. I wanted the other one. Alright, anyway, it's California. Here's a California focusing on chemtrails. Join these people. I'm going to save this. Definitely going to join all these people. Here's Arizona. I bet you they have that meeting. I'll show you that meeting. I'll show you the meeting. Look at that. What the heck is that? The plane, the guys in the plane are having fun up there. We are under attack, yes. Geoengineering, archives. How are they still able to keep... Obviously, it's going to take hundreds of millions. Because right now, there's tens of millions of people woken up to this. It's going to take hundreds of millions, if not a billion people or more, to start demanding this stuff stop. Let's see if they got that I was telling you about. Arizona. If I could spell. Come on, computer. Typing right. Arizona. Chemtrails meeting. Who's Kathy Ward? Or Warden? Warden? This is it. Kelly Ward. It's almost 2 hours long. Look at this. Jesus Christ. Lord help us. You definitely want this. Arizona Senator Kelly, Kelli, Ward convenes chemtrails hearing. This is from 2014. I don't know whatever's been followed up. We really need to get in touch with her and see. I don't know if she's still around, still in office 3-4 years later. But oh, there's my comment from 2 years ago. There's a book. Arsenic poisoning. I told people to get a book called Nature's Prescription for Healing. Look up arsenic poisoning and environmental toxicity. Look up chelation, bentonite clay, topical, internal, external, activated charcoal. Look at this. 2 years, not even a thumbs up. The more I watch this woman lies and incompetence, the more my blood boils. She has no answers or solutions. Where is she? See, everyone's standing up, telling them their stories. They're giving them the samples. But why does it have to even come to this? This is sad that it even has to come to this. Isn't that her at the end there? There she is. There's the incompetent liar. Oh, they want you to go to the government for information. That's what you're hired for, to go to fight against us. When you go there and they say, "Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I'll pass that message along." It's your job, woman, to get answers. That's why you're hired, to protect the people. Lies, 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 misinformation. I don't know, I'll look into it, trying to figure it out, take all this information and do nothing, but I'm still getting paid in my pension, so that's all that really matters. Good night, goodbye, thanks for your time. Spent 2 hours of my time. I'm taking a vacation. Sick of this. Alright folks, that's it. I just wanted to rant and give you the black and whites. I looked at the reports for things going on around the world. I didn't see any emergencies other than them spraying us like cockroaches. That's it, folks. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Pray. Protect yourself. protect your family. Don't go outside in days like today. I can feel it in my lungs, breathing this stuff in. I consider myself a healthy person, but not for long. All right, God bless you. Good night. Talk to you, God willing, 9 a.m. Monday morning at facebook.com/ambertracks and youtube.com/ambertracks. God bless you. Bye-bye.